This is Twit.
Bandwidth for Know-How is brought to you by CashFly.
This episode of Know-How is brought to you by IT Pro TV. IT Pro TV is an easy, entertaining approach to online IT training. For a free 7-day trial and 30% off the life of your account, go to itpro.tv/knowhow and use the code KNOWHOW30. And by Corning. Corning's incredibly durable Thunderbolt and USB 3.0 optical cables are longer, thinner, lighter, and stronger. Go to corning.com/twit to save up to $130 on their superior Thunderbolt optical cables.
Today on Know-How, step into the light.
Welcome to Know-How. It's the Twitch show where we build, bend, break, and upgrade. I'm Father Robert Balacer.
I'm Brian Burnett.
And for the next probably 4 hours, we're going to be talking about some of the projects we've been doing for Grow-How. That's right, folks. It's back to the Green Geek. Brian, how have you been?
I've been good. Although I feel like this is one of the first episodes that sunglasses might be a requirement.
If you don't want retinal damage.
Right.
Because
it's not just looking cool.
You know, we've done the basics, and last week we did earth, we did soil, so now we have to do
We got dirty.
fire.
Ooh, yeah, it sounds dangerous.
People have been asking about this. They've been saying, oh, in your previous tutorials, you've never mentioned anything about light. You know, just a little bit about water and a little bit about soil.
Right.
This is true. Because
That's because we fear the light.
we do, because the light's trying to kill us.
It burns us.
No, but seriously, the reason why we did that is because we want to give each segment its own detail.
Right,
So we did a whole thing on soil. We're doing a whole thing on light. We're doing a whole episode on like containers and water. So
There's a lot of knowledge that we
there
kind of
is.
have to ease ourselves into because this is new territory for both of us.
Exactly, and we've said this several times. We are not experts. In fact, we are barely amateurs.
We say that when we're not talking about plants.
That's exactly. But especially with plants, because both of us have, I'd say, a dependable track record of killing anything that has chlorophyll in it.
Yeah. I think the results kind of show for themselves when we point out my plants from a couple, like last week.
Yeah. Well, no, those grew really well.
Oh, yeah, they grew great.
Yeah, I
You're
didn't
right,
replace
forgot
them at
about that.
all in order to avoid embarrassing my co-host.
Yeah, totally. And if I can do it, anyone can.
Wow.
killed
All right,
them.
let's go ahead and jump straight in. We will be getting to lights, but first we got to talk about our little baby here.
Yeah, so this is our little automated box.
As you can see, it's done quite well. This is 2 weeks, and even the one that was stubborn, it did germinate. It was just the seed was so far down, it took a while for it to break the top. But all 6 have germinated. That's a 100% germination rate. And these are all different species, so that's actually pretty dang good.
Yeah, I mean, we really didn't have any involvement other than plugging it in. So had we had to do anything else,
They would have died.
They would have died, yeah.
Oh,
So
my goodness.
good on you, AeroGrow.
Good job. And actually, the reason why we have this up here is not just because we wanted to show off our little toy.
Yeah.
It's because it's time to give it some maintenance.
Oh, so
Yeah.
finally time to kill them.
Well, no.
No.
Now we could just let this thing go. It's actually very good at filtering. It's very good at making sure that it stays constant. But it is a hydroponic system, and all hydroponic systems like to be occasionally flushed.
Right, you have to recycle the materials, or in this case water, kind of get it reset.
Precisely. We need to. We want the water not to get too salty, which is what's going to happen if we let it continue.
Is that from the plants crying and just being so sad?
Why do you hate us?
Yeah, exactly.
But check this out. Okay, this I like. Let's go to the side shot here. Look at this. This is one of my favorite parts about hydroponic systems. You can actually see the root system.
Ooh,
Oh, look at those.
that's cool. It's amazing how fast they grow.
Yeah, they really do. They take off like weeds.
weeds.
But this is what you're looking for in a hydroponic system. You like white roots. What's bad is if you start seeing brown or a slime, because that typically means that your roots have drowned and they're decomposing.
Is it okay to
Don't touch it.
them?
No, stay away.
Oh.
And actually, they shouldn't even really be near
Exposed to the light?
Yeah, light does not work well with roots. But again, this is what a hydroponic system looks like versus soil. which is what
Right.
we've been doing, we can actually see the roots and we can see if the plant's in trouble. It's another reason why I kind of like hydroponic systems.
Yeah, they look pretty healthy though.
Yeah.
So white roots, green plants, we're good.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and detach our reservoir as we are able to do. I'm going to
Easy
take
there.
this and I'm going to put this back up on the super special pedestal, also known as the packing box.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's how we get it back
That's
there.
why you never throw away your boxes.
Precisely. But we need to drain this, and then you are going to mix the new formula to go in. So if it
You really
dies
wanna-
next week.
Yeah, you really want to see these little guys dead, huh? All right.
Okay, now remember this. We need to get the pH right.
Yes.
So for a hydroponic system, you're looking to get the pH down to like 6.2 would be as high as I'd want it. I've already balanced the other one. So this is pH down. This is not vinegar anymore. This is actually
Right.
the stuff you're supposed to use. It's like citric acid. It will allow you to get the pH on this just about right.
Now I can't remember. Does it go up or down over time, the pH level?
Well, if you have chlorine, the pH will actually start to rise as the chlorine exits because the
Right.
chlorine is an acid, and as it bubbles out, the water will become more and more alkali. But this is filtered. I filtered this, so this is not going to change.
Okay.
So if you take this, actually, let's look at the side here. Can you see the side shot? Closer. All right, let's see what the base pH of this Mamma Jamma is. So we're about 7, 8, 7, 9, almost. Oh,
Whoa.
okay, just keeps going.
So we need to go down by like 2.5.
Jeez, yeah, we got to get down there.
It just keeps going.
You can go all the way down to 5.5 if you really need to. So I'm gonna let you play with this. Be really careful with this stuff. Don't get it on yourself. Don't
What?
get it on the.
I can't eat it?
You could once.
It's do once
You can
and
do it
then
once.
that's at the end of it?
Yeah, be then. Don't
smell
Don't
it?
smell it.
Why
It's an
not?
acid. Why would you want any of that to enter your body?
Plants, this is terrible. Why? Plants kill people. We shouldn't be doing this.
Goodness. All right, so just a couple of drops, mix it around, and then you don't want to
Jeez.
shoot past the mark.
I didn't know it was going to be this dangerous.
Oh,
Don't
my
shoot
goodness.
past
okay,
the
just
mark.
I'd say like 3 drops. See what 3 drops does. Okay, a little more.
2.
Okay, and 3. Okay, now go ahead and stir that up and take the pH. While you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and get our graduated cylinder because we're going to want 8 milliliters of the nutrient solution that came with the little seed packets.
Okay.
Now, anytime you've got a liquid fertilizer, you always want to shake it because what happens is the stuff settles and it separates. And if you don't shake it up, you're only going to get one component of your liquid fertilizer, which would be bad.
Ew, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be no
Gross.
good. Okay, good. Take a measure.
Alrighty. I'm a little afraid of this stuff
I
now.
mean, you should be.
Jeez.
It's going to kill you.
All right,
Right.
so what do we got here? 7.2.
Not bad. So 3 drops dropped at almost a full pH level.
Okay, so should we do one more drop?
I would do
Whoa.
3 more drops.
Whoa,
Let's
Padre.
get down there, man.
Getting a little living dangerous, living on the edge.
All right, you do that, and I'm going to go ahead and measure this out. Again, remember, key. More fertilizer is not better. More fertilizer is deadly. So if it says 8 milliliters, I err on the side of caution. I'll give it 6 milliliters.
So cautious, except you
Cautious.
give me a bottle of
I
acid.
give you the acid.
Yeah,
because,
thanks.
You know.
My nostril's supposed to be burning.
Oh yeah, that's
normal?
That says that it's
That's normal
doing
plant
its job. It's working, Brian.
Yeah.
It's working.
All right. I think
Okay, so
I've
this stuff
seen-
should be pH neutral. So once you get that at the right pH,
All right.
we'll be good to flush.
Just set that in there. Let's see.
What you
So
got?
6
Six.
Whoa, where'd it go? Wait, did that go to 4?
6.6. But
H?
I may have accidentally dropped it into a bucket once, and I think I
Oh,
lost the line.
so is that a
of
6
That's
then?
a 6.6. That's
Or
a
is it
6.6.
HHA? It's
Well,
hot.
considering that H isn't a number, I'm thinking it's 6, probably, right?
All right, we could probably just guesstimate
Yeah,
that.
drop that a little lower. Yeah, I'd say another, 3 drops.
Another 3
Another
drops?
3 drops. You want this almost at, 5 would be good. 5.8 is actually quite good for a hydroponic system.
We don't even know what numbers we're dealing with. It says ha. All right, 3.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. This is dangerous.
2, 3.
1, 2.
Okay. No, you got.
Oh,
that
I
was
got 3 in there?
That was 3.
I was looking at the camera.
You got 3. No. This is how plants die, Brian.
Right.
You're playing it fast and loose. One of the other tips that I can give you is if you want to save yourself some worry, get yourself 2 pH meters. These things are so cheap. They're like $8 to $10.
So
I always have 2 from 2 different manufacturers.
Just
in
compare.
case one is kind of out of whack.
That would be fun, kind of fun to do a comparison, see if they both come with the same number.
Right. And you are running at 6.3.
Cool.
So
right?
what does it say on your meter? Try your meter.
It says, no.
See if it actually gets you down to clear 6.3, 6.4, 6.2. Those would all be in the range of error. Yeah, you want to swirl it around a little bit.
Yeah.
There we go.
What is that, 6.4?
6.4,
So
6.3.
I put
Yeah, that's
another
about
3
right.
in there.
Geez. You know what? Put another 3. We're having trouble getting you down there, but
What did your other one
6.3.
say? Okay, so
Yeah. I actually would be happier having it down at 5. That works better for hydroponic systems. It's easier to dissolve the nutrients that the roots need.
let's just put the whole thing in.
Yeah. And also remember, with a hydroponic system, we mentioned this, when you have soil, it acts like a buffer. So even if you go too much or too little, it kind of makes up for the error.
But we don't have soil.
We don't have soil. The roots are directly in the solution. So if the solution is not right, if you don't keep it right, the plants ain't gonna be tight.
You got to keep those plants tight if you want it right.
I don't know why you got me saying that. That's horrible.
It's the new saying.
That's a bad thing. All right, give me that.
All right.
What you got?
So we're going
What
in.
you got, Brian?
We've got 6
2H.
to 5.
Okay, that works.
6.2.
That's good.
It's not dropping, Padre.
It's not. I mean, water. It does tend to not want to go down past a certain point.
Why is that?
Based on what's in there. But okay, that's fine. All right, so what we're gonna do is I need you to hold this clear of the reservoir. Let's drain it a little bit.
Okay.
Here you go, take that.
All right,
And
holding.
then dump out the old solution.
Looks a little green.
It is a little green. Okay, here, just take that off. There we go. And
Pretty little guys.
and you'll notice that solution is a little brackish.
A little salty.
That's okay, that's all right. And we're gonna pour in your mix
The death mix.
after I drop in some of the fertilizer. So I actually loaded up 7 milliliters instead of 8.
Living dangerously.
I know. But they're starting to get a little bit big, so I thought maybe they can handle a little overdose every once in a while. That's totally not true. Don't
What's
do
it
that.
made of, the fertilizer?
Well, it's
Fish
like
poop?
it's like Pokemon. So if you want a Pokemon to grow, you
ground up
take
Pokemon?
a Pokemon, you grind it up, and you feed it to another one.
Oh my
So
gosh.
this is ground up plants.
This is the most horrifying experiment I've ever encountered.
There we go.
Feast on your fallen brethren if you
And
want to grow
Let me
strong.
take this one because this is gonna top us off.
What's that one?
This is just this. I've already balanced this water.
You already had balanced water and you made me go through with all that
But
acid?
didn't you have fun? Okay, I'm leaking everywhere. I should probably avoid the electronics.
10 things you never want to hear your co-host say. I'm leaking everywhere.
I'm helping. And there we go. Okay, go ahead.
Easy there.
Ease it back in. And
Okay.
how about that? Okay, so now we're going to take our brackish water away.
Oh, God,
This
are they
is good again for another 2 weeks.
They're turning brown. No, that'd be a little quick,
Immediately,
right?
yeah. That would be a little too fast. So let's get our little stand over here. Put them back in,
Cool.
like so. And there is actually a sensor on this that will tell you when you need to add nutrients.
It'll beep at you or something?
Well, no, just there's a little light in the front.
Oh,
It says
okay.
add nutrients. And technically, you could just keep adding a little bit of nutrient, but be proactive. Go ahead and drain it. It doesn't take that much time. And it's always nice to give it a fresh drink of water rather than slurping on the nutrients it's had for the last 2 weeks.
It's stewing in its own
Stewing
juices.
in its own waste. And just for fun, yay, let there be light. So that's how we're going to maintain our AeroGrow. Every 2 weeks, we're going to go ahead and purge and then refill with fresh nutrient solution.
Cool. Okay.
Not bad, right?
Yeah, not too shabby.
Now, folks, as you have noticed, this one does have a built-in light, which is really what helps this, because it can give it exactly the amount of light that the plants need, which is what today's episode is going to be all about.
Oh, okay. I knew you were going to get there
We're
sooner
going
or
to have
later.
to get there. But before we get there, you know what I want to do?
What's that?
I want to pay some bills.
Pay those bills so that you can, eat some green later?
Well, what else do you want to do? I mean, that's like the dream, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, folks, I want to let you know a little something about, what I do. So I do a lot of enterprise networking. That was my job before I came to TWIT.
You had a job before here?
I know, weird, right?
Huh.
But one of the questions I get asked most often is, how do I get into that field? It's actually kind of daunting.
It can be a little overwhelming. Like me, I'm very much into building PCs and things like that, and I have a general sense of how things work, but sometimes I want like a certificate to prove that I know how things work.
Yeah, and it's not just people looking to break into the IT industry. It's also those people who are already professionals who maybe need to refresh their skills. I mean, things do change, technology advances. It's nice to have some sort of reference that you can go to no matter what your skill level may be, no matter what your experience may be, and make sure that you are most up to date with the most recent technologies. Well, thankfully there is, and it's called IT Pro TV. IT Pro TV is the best place to go on the internet for a comprehensive collection of every single topic that you might need as an IT professional. They've got over 1,000 hours of content, and more than 30 hours are added each week. You can stream their courses live and on demand worldwide to your Chromecast, your Roku, your Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or PC. That means that you have the freedom to learn at your own pace, on the go, at home, wherever it may be. IT Pro TV is also the first IT video provider with courses for sale through Amazon Video Direct. While their subscriptions are still the best value, and I think they're the most popular, we're excited to see them on Amazon because it means it opens them up to an even larger audience. One of the features that I really enjoy is the fact that they have transcripts for all their courses. This means that if you are an IT professional or a nooblet at this game, if you're looking for a particular answer for a particular topic, you don't have to search through an entire series of classes. You just look at the transcript, go to that part of the video, and you're good to go. They also have 100+ step-by-step virtual machines and transcender practice exams for those of you who are trying to get certificates, which is a $109 value. That's included already for free inside your subscription. The courses taught include Linux Plus, SSH, Wireshark, Python programming, accelerated CCENT, CCNA security, which is Cisco, VCP, which is VMware, CISA, and more. You could take advantage of the low monthly subscription price and their no-hassle cancellation policy. And when I say no hassle, I really mean no hassle. That might try to make it difficult for you to cancel your subscription. There's a place right on your website, right in your account, where you can say, look, I don't need you anymore, and IT Pro TV respects your decision. Now, if you're currently signed up for an enterprise account with an IT Pro TV competitor, and they are subject to rate increases, IT Pro TV will match your previous year's pricing on that account so that you and your team can learn at an affordable rate. Their clients include Harvard, MIT, UCSD, Stanford, and TWIT. If we trust IT Pro TV, don't you think you should too? Check out itpro.tv/knowhow and upgrade your brain with the most popular IT certifications. Premium subscriptions are normally $57 a month or $570 per year, but we've got a special offer. Try it for free for 7 days when you sign up using our code KNOWHOW30 to check out their courses, their live stream, and more. You'll also receive 30% off the lifetime of your account. That's less than $40 per month or $399 for the entire year. Just visit itpro.tv/knowhow. That's itpro.tv/knowhow and use the code KNOWHOW30 to try it free for 7 days. Plus save 30% off the life of your account. Get into your new life in IT today with IT Pro TV. And we thank them for their support of Know-How. All right, Brian, we got to talk about the lights.
Ah, yes. Let there be lights.
Now, we are teaching people how to do indoor grows. And of course, there's going to be those people in the chat room, in our audience, who are saying, duh, just go outside, which is true.
Actually, there's a few people in our audience who are saying, why don't you hook it up to your phone, do automation, and have it solar powered. So it's all...
We will actually do that. But that's like in 2 months.
We're getting there, guys.
Yeah, we're getting there. But I mean, the sun is a free source of energy for us. And there's a lot of people who say, well, why would you do an indoor grow? That means you have to set up lights, or it means you have to be in a windowsill. It's kind of silly to them. But this is a specific type of growing. Again, we're reaching out to geeks, people who typically have lab spaces.
Right.
You might be able to dedicate some of it to an indoor growing. And indoor growing means you don't have to care about seasons. You don't have to care about light or dark. Whereas I might be able to get 1, maybe 2 harvests of a crop outdoors. If I'm growing it inside, that's maybe 4, 5 different harvests.
Yeah, I think, I mean, here in California, we don't have a lot of trouble growing things outside, but I mean, during the winter, there can be frost that will kill your plants. I remember my mom always had to like throw towels and stuff over some of her plants to keep them from dying during the night if there was a cold front coming in, but also pests, like a lot of bugs and things like that. Gross.
Yeah, and that's actually, for me, that's the big thing, because we do have a solar power system. So the lights that I pump into my lights, the energy I pump into my lights is basically free. But the big thing is pests. Anytime you put something outdoors, it's going to attract pests. And the only way to stop that from happening is using pesticides. And I don't want to use any pesticides on any of my crops.
Right.
Put them inside of a tent. I can actually control what's coming into the tent. That's it. You're done. No more pest infestations.
Right. And I live in an apartment, so I don't have access to like a yard that I can manipulate to my will.
Precisely. But you might have a couple of square feet that you can dedicate to a grow tent.
Totally.
Yeah. But if you're going to do a grow tent, or if you're going to do an indoor grow with supplemental lighting, like for example, I've seen people set up on a windowsill, but then they'll have a fixture above it so that when it starts to get dark, extra lighting is provided to help with the grow.
That's smart. Okay.
It's kind of smart. There are a couple of different technologies that you can choose from, but here's the problem about just eyeballing it. Our brains are really good at abstracting out the brightness of something.
Oh, okay. So like filtering it down kind of thing?
Yeah. For example, right now, these studio lights seem really, really bright.
Oh, insanely bright.
Insanely bright. But if you were to take these outside, you wouldn't be able to see them.
That makes sense.
The sun is way, way brighter. But to our eyes, they actually seem like the same level of brightness because our eyes are abstracting the environment around us.
True. And it's really dark behind the lights. So.
Right. This is why we have to actually look at our instruments. We have to look at the specifications of a lighting system. We can't just turn them both on and say, oh, that one seems brighter, I'm going to buy that one.
Yeah, that seems, you can't do that?
No, not at all. Now, the basic measurement that we're going to be using when we look at lighting systems is lumens. It's actually not perfect. We'll explain this a little bit later when we get to PAR, which is photosynthetically active radiation.
Oh.
What you really want to do is look at micromoles, because those are the units of light that the plants can actually absorb. But we're going to be talking about lumens for a bit,
okay.
And then we'll show you why that's actually not so useful of a measurement. As a general rule of thumb, whenever we're dealing with a grow, more light equals more growth.
Okay, more fertilizer means more growth too.
Okay,
okay.
No. But, and actually there is a caveat to this, which is some plants, especially when they're young, cannot take too much light. The snap peas, if I were to put those under the same lights that I have some of my other plants under, it would kill them. It's just too much. It would scorch the leaves and you'd get these really funky growths. What you want to do is you want to find the appropriate light for every plant. And they'll tell you, partial shade, full sunlight, that gives you a clue as to how much light these plants can safely take before you start seeing weirdness.
Okay, and do plants have like a sleep cycle too, where certain hours they're used to having light and then they like don't want light and then come back on?
We will cover this when we get to the photosynthesis, because that is a long, drawn-out, geeky explanation. I'm sorry, but we got to do it.
Okay.
I just didn't want to do it this week because we're already too loaded.
I don't blame you.
People, unfortunately, that's a myth.
Oh, really?
And people still perpetrate it to this day. They say, they heard in biology, high school biology, well, there's a light cycle and a dark cycle. And in their minds, they think, oh, so plants sleep. No. So what it means is that there's a light-dependent cycle and there is a light-independent cycle.
Okay.
But the light-independent cycle is always happening.
Okay.
So during the day, the light-dependent processes are happening. So it's using chlorophyll to take solar radiation and turn it into sugars and carbohydrates that it can use in the dark cycle. But the dark cycle doesn't just happen when it's dark.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. It's a continuous process. It's
Correct.
not like a light switch.
Exactly. It's not like, okay, well, we're done with the light cycle, you guys take over.
Yeah, time to switch over to the other team. We'll see you in about 8 hours.
Yeah, so the light-dependent cycle does only happen when there's light.
Okay.
But the light-independent cycle can happen anytime.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. Now, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the different technologies that we're going to play with. This first one, this is sort of the gold standard of indoor grows. It's, for the amount of light that you get, it's going to be the cheapest. And if you go to that link, Kara, this is an HID lamp. It's a high-intensity discharge lamp. Now, there's two that are popular. There's HPS, which is high-pressure sodium, and MH, which is metal halide. Now, HPS and metal halide, as we'll see as we compare them a little bit, they're slightly different technologies, but most of these ballasts, which you will need to drive these lamps, will run both. So they're interchangeable. Some people swear that if you start off with metal halide in the seedling stage and then switch over to the high-pressure sodium in the later stage, the flowering stages, you get more blue light when it's young and more red light when it's old.
Right.
We'll talk about whether or not that actually works. I found that it works equally well.
Right.
It's just the amount of light that comes down into the plant.
Because they don't need green light at all either, right?
Right.
That's why they're green.
But if you go back to that link really quick, Carol, one of the things you should know about this is this unit. So this is only a 400-watt unit. I've got a 1,000-watt unit inside one of my tents. Oh, I did. Let me explain that.
I think it probably found the same fate as most of your electronics.
There are a couple of things that I don't like about these. The first is they are hot. They are crazy, crazy hot. These bulbs will be thousands of degrees.
Dang.
So
kind of sounds like a fire hazard.
It's a fire hazard, and so you have to ventilate it properly. Now, if you live in an area of the country where it's typically hot a lot, or if you have no really good way to ventilate it outdoors, then you're probably going to want to stay away from an HID. An HID is just going to generate too much heat, and heat will kill your plants.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, but again, look at that, $122 for 36,000 lumens. That actually is a deal. It's pretty good.
I will have to take your word for it.
And actually, Kara, if you could click on the 1,000-watt version of that. So, the price only goes up a little bit.
1,000
But it's 140,000 lumens.
Think how fast those plants will grow.
Or they'll fry.
Or they'll burn.
Yeah, they'll die. They'll die. All right, so that's a possibility. If you have a lot of ventilation, if you plan to make a big grow tent, you're going to need a big grow tent for a 1,000 watt.
Okay.
Then you might want to go with HID. There is an intermediary, and that's this. This is not a standard fluorescent fixture. This is actually a T5. This is important. If you go to the link for this, Kara, this is a T5 grow light. This is 2 4-foot lamps.
Okay.
All right, so, 4 2-foot lamps, there, that way. This is about 10,000 lumen, and actually look at this. Here, go to my single, Kara. Let me turn these things on.
Don't look
They're
directly.
bright, they are very bright, but I mean, they're not so bright that they're blotting things out.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's 10,000 lumens, and it's actually reasonable. If you go back to that link, this unit is only $55. The unit above it, which is 4 4-foot lamps, which gives you 20,000 lumens, that's only like $80.
Okay.
So, inexpensive, and the nice thing about these is they run cool.
Yeah, I could see hanging those in a garage or something like that.
Yeah, but these are T5s. These are not your standard fluorescent tubes. People, when they do grows, they think that they're just going to get a bunch of those EcoSave CFLs.
Yeah, like the kind you put in your bathroom or something.
No?
No?
No, heck no, that's not going to work. Now, we'll take a step up from the T5, and let's talk a little bit about LED grow lights. This is all the craze. Everybody loves them because LEDs are they're
low
new,
power,
they're
low
shiny,
heat,
they're
yeah.
flashy, they're very low heat. This is a super cheap bulb that I got from Amazon. If you show them the link for this, it's $20.
And you can use it for parties too.
Yeah, you could rave with this thing. Not super happy with this because here, let me do this. If you go to the overhead, this is super directional.
Whoa. Yeah.
The spread is not great. So I mean, it's not like you could put one of these in your grow tent. You'd have to put 10 of them to try to get coverage. And this is only 24 watts. Oh, sorry, this is only 12 watts. So you're really not getting a whole lot of light. It looks bright, but it actually isn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But that doesn't do it for LEDs. If you go to that next link, Kara, this is something that I bought very early on in Grow How. I think this is a Galaxy Hydro. Now this
Hydro, yeah.
uses a series of 100 3-watt lights. If you go to the overhead, this is what it actually looks like. This is the unit. It's got a couple, there's a near IR LED as well, and a UV LED, which I do kind of like because both of those are important. IR and UV does help with the immune system of the plant. It helps fight off bugs and such.
Oh, okay. I had no idea.
This is kind of a cheap unit. It's got no power switch, so you plug it in and it's going.
It just turns on?
It just turns on. But look at that. I mean, whoa. Here, wait, let me.
So what if you want to turn
Let me show
it
you the
off?
difference. Here, you take this light.
Why do I get this light?
Shine it on the twit bug.
All right.
Here
Let's see it.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, now.
Jeez. That's insane.
Monster light. Okay. All right. Okay. We're done with the
we had
dubstep.
fun with the lights.
We're done with the dubstep. Okay. This is actually pretty good. It's for a beginner grow. You're talking about $100, and it's pretty competent light.
Yeah.
One of the things though is there are so many knockoffs right now, and some of the knockoffs are really, really bad.
Oh.
Like they actually melt. So
That's dangerous.
Yeah, if you're gonna buy an LED fixture, I would really suggest this is one of those moments when the brand actually does matter.
And Galaxy Hydro?
Galaxy Hydro is okay. It's not top of the line.
Okay.
For the top of the line, you'd get something like this. You know, I actually got one of these. I paid for this with my own money.
Damn, it's fancy.
This is a Mars Hydro. This is a Reflector 96. This is using 5-watt lights, and it's got these special reflector receptacles, which help you to push the light where you want it.
Okay, it looks like it also has the IR and ultraviolet.
And it even includes a little bit of green, because you'll notice with that other lamp, everything looks pink.
Yeah, very.
And again, we'll talk about that in just a little bit, but the reason why that's happening is because LED light fixtures will only provide the light that plants can use, and that's typically red and blue. Anything else is wasted energy,
right?
Which gives us that pink. But one of the other things I like about this is when you start off, because remember, you can kill plants if you give them too much light at the beginning. There's 2 buttons here. There's one for growth and there's one for bloom. And so
That's
if
cool.
I gotta turn this away from the camera. Here, wait, okay, no, you can go to the wide. I'll just turn it away. If I do that, so that's turning on some of the lights, but not all the lights.
Which one's that? Is that bloom or growth?
So this is growth,
Okay.
and then when I turn on bloom, right?
Yeah.
So in growth, it's more blue, and then when I go to bloom, it's more red.
Oh, okay.
Right.
That's cool. Do these suck up a lot of power?
This one does. This one actually will pull something like 300 some watts.
And it's got fans to keep it cool,
Yeah,
huh?
it's got to keep cool. Well, all units should have fans.
You buy one without fans, you should be worried.
This one would be perfect for like a 4x2x8 tent.
Okay.
But if you get like a 4x4, you'd actually need 2 of these, or you'd buy the bigger unit. They have like one that's double this.
And how much was this one?
Like $174. Yeah, so it's getting pricey. But the light inside your interior grow will be the most expensive thing that you buy.
Okay.
And if you buy it right the first time, you don't keep buying again and again and again. The temptation will lead to buy like 10 of these cheaper fixtures
and then
to match this, but then it's way more expensive. It's twice the expense.
Then you'll end up replacing bulbs and stuff eventually.
Precisely.
Okay.
So there's a wide range of lights that you can get. You don't have to buy the super expensive. The only reason why I did the Mars Hydro was because I had gotten so much into indoor growing. I just thought, look, let's bite the bullet and get a good one.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and actually, I'm probably gonna get another one. I just got to save up my Pokey Bucks, or what do they call those? Pokey coins?
I don't think they call it that at all. I think it's just candy. It's
Pokey money.
manky candy.
Yeah. Okay, but let's move on, because people are gonna say, oh, the bright ones. We just get the bright ones.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: not all lights are created the same. Not in the view of plants.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No. And again, remember, plants only see red and blue.
Right.
It's like the 650 nanometer and like 350 to 380 nanometer. So if you have a lamp that is providing a large spectrum, a large swath of spectrum, anything that's not in that PAR, photosynthetically active radiation, if it doesn't fall into that range, it's wasted light.
Right, wasted energy.
And let me show you a chart. If you go to that first picture, Kara, this is a chart that shows you what the light equivalent looks like. So one 400 watt HPS HID is equivalent to 10 of these 4-foot 54 watt T5s, which is what I've got on the table right now.
Right.
Which is equivalent to 125 of the high wattage CFLs, which most of us don't have, which is equivalent to 42 of the T12s, which is typically what you would get inside of an office building, which is equivalent to 84 incandescent bulbs. So obviously, everything on the right side of that screen, you just don't want.
No, don't do that.
You're going to end up paying way more in the long run, not just for the fixtures, but for the power, because the power is being wasted.
Wow. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah. Now, high-intensity lights are favored because they can deliver a lot of light. Remember, we talked about that. 400 watts, 1,000 watt, between 36,000 lumens delivered and 140,000 lumens delivered.
It's a lot of light.
But they have different curves. I think if you go to that next picture, there we go. No, wait, no, go back one. There we go. Here's PAR. So this is plant response. This is what the plant actually sees. So everything in that 450 range and everything all the way up to like 750, that's what it wants.
Right, but not that green.
That green, anything that's in that green area, again, is just going to be wasted. So that gives us the 450 nanometer and the 650 nanometer range. Sorry, I made a mistake earlier on. Chlorophyll A absorbs 400 to 450 nanometer and 650 to 700 nanometer. Chlorophyll B, which is also present in plants, absorbs 450 to 500 and 600 to 650. So you want a light that's going to be inside those.
Okay.
Now let's look at an incandescent lamp. I go to the next picture there. This is what an incandescent lamp looks. It's exactly the opposite of what a plant needs. Very little red, very little blue.
So if you use one of these, the plant wouldn't grow at all?
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't have
I mean, it would grow, but it would grow incredibly slowly.
Yeah.
But, I mean, and people wonder, look, I've had it under this lamp for forever. Well, yeah, but you're not actually giving it anything it wants.
Right.
It can use a little bit of that green spectrum, but very, very little.
Huh.
So all you're doing essentially is generating heat.
Right, and wasting energy.
Yeah, that's why incandescent lamps are completely unsuitable. Now go to the next one. Let's look at halogens. Halogens have the red, none of the blue.
Yeah.
And they suck up a lot of power. So again, don't use halogen. You may have some halogen lamps around the house. They're not suitable for growing. They're very inefficient.
Huh, okay.
Yeah. What about CFLs? See, people like CFLs.
Yeah.
And CFLs actually do provide, some of that spectrum.
Yeah.
But the problem is if you're using those small CFLs, they just generate so little amount of actual lumen that, you've got it, but not enough. And you notice there's a huge spike in the green spectrum, which again, you're not using.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good to know.
All right, now let's look at HPS, which is high pressure sodium, and MH, which is metal halide. These are perfect. Look at where they spike.
A lot of red.
So HPS, that's why it looks really red, and MH looks really, really blue. But those are exactly the frequencies of light that the plants like.
That's interesting.
Which is why a lot of growers will actually run HPS and MH at the same time.
That makes sense.
It gives you exactly the right spikes.
Cool. All right.
Yeah. Now, did I have one for the LEDs, or is that the last picture? There. Okay, here we go. Look at this. This is the big one. This is plant absorption. These are the peaks that you can find. So if I look at chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B, I can take any graph from any light fixture, and I can find out whether or not it's going to work for me.
Okay, so how do you know if you have chlorophyll A or chlorophyll B?
You've got both.
So
all plants have chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B.
Okay.
It's just each of them is tuned to a different spectrum.
Okay. I can see that helping in survivability.
Yeah, and any reputable light fixture that you buy is going to include a graph that shows you what it does with the light. And one of the nice things about LEDs is because they are monochromatic, they emit light at the frequency it was designed to emit.
Right.
You can get exactly the frequencies that you want.
That's cool. Nice.
Yeah. So even though LED light fixtures may technically have lower lumen output than something like an HID, they run cooler, they are more efficient with the power, and they'll only emit at the frequencies that I actually need. So that's why I went LED. It's more expensive,
right?
But I think in the long run, that gets made up for by the fact that I'm being way more efficient.
Yeah, definitely. And you probably won't have to replace the bulbs, or like the LEDs will last longer than a normal fluorescent bulb.
Precisely.
Cool.
Now, when we come back, we got a little present for you. You see, we did some seedlings. Yeah.
You did a few seedlings, yeah. There's some little guys who sprouted.
You don't see them. They're secret.
I don't see any.
They're secret. They're all grown
Definitely
up.
not over, just outside the camera.
Yeah. They're all grown up, and we have to, do something with them.
Wait, we have to do more with them? Because I almost murdered them just transplanting them.
You know what? What doesn't kill them makes them stronger.
I wish that were true.
It killed them.
Yeah, it actually killed them.
It did kill them. But no, he did a great job. We'll be right back. But first, let's go ahead and talk about another sponsor of this episode of Know How, and it's Corning. Now, have you ever had a situation where you wanted to put your peripherals far, far away from your laptop or your desktop, but you just couldn't do it? I mean, you do have length limits on your USB and your Thunderbolt cables. That's just how it's going to work. If you get too long, power starts to drop out. You start to get signal crossover, signal degradation. It's just not a good scene. Well, what if I told you that there was a way for you to use fiber technology, that's light, in order to put your peripherals as far away from you as you needed? Well, you can do that with Corning. Corning offers a line of Thunderbolt and USB cables that help you with your workflow. Now, whether you're into high-end video, photography, audio production, or computing, Corning's optical cables will allow you to build a convenient workspace through a superior long-distance connection. Now, their USB 3.0 and Thunderbolt cables are incredibly strong and flexible. This is one of the things I've always loved about Corning. It's not just glass. We're talking about fiber here, which you can do this. You can put bends into it. You can put loops into it. You can smash it. You can step on it, and it's not going to shatter. This means that your incredibly long workflow can deal with the occasional bump or push without being destroyed. Now, when you do an installation of networking, when you do an installation of high-performance peripherals, this is the sort of thing that you have to look at. Don't put cheap cables with your expensive computers. Make sure that you're using Corning. Now, these cables are also hot swappable, and you can daisy chain up to 6 Thunderbolt devices. You can bend or walk on these cables, as you just saw. And Universal Audio relies on optical cables by Corning to achieve acoustic isolation in their studio where they test new equipment. They can't have any vibrations at all, any stray signals. If they trust Corning, and they're professionals, don't you think you should too? Instead of investing on multiple extenders, adapters, and cables that are eventually going to fail and break, turn to Corning to establish the connection that you need with one simple long-length cable. Their products are available at all major electronics and professional AV retailers, including Apple stores, Amazon, B&H, and more. Their cables are longer, thinner, lighter, and stronger. They're Corning. Just go to Corning.com/twit to save up to $130 on Thunderbolt optical cables. This promotion is valid only from June 1st to July 31st, or while supplies last, whichever comes first. Just go to Corning.com/twit. That's Corning.com/twit to save on their unbeatable Thunderbolt cables. And we thank Corning for their support of know-how. All right, Brian, we've got 10, 20 minutes to do this.
All right.
We're going to get messy.
Roll up the sleeves.
Probably
situation?
going to get bad here in
Okay.
just a bit, but that's okay. I have a little present for you back here.
Gloves?
Yes, so let's break out the gloves.
Aren't your hands supposed to get dirty when you're playing with plants?
Chicken manure?
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, let's see.
You want a pair?
Of those. Yeah.
Never mind.
I'm going to save getting dirty for Mankey.
Mankey.
I'm not sure why we're stuck on Mankey.
Because that's our favorite Pokemon right now.
I guess he is.
Yeah.
Work gloves are good, but I have a bunch of these nitrile gloves, and I have more movement when I have these.
Yeah.
You don't really have to. I mean, it's all natural, but if you've got any cuts on your hand.
There's a lot of things that are all natural that I don't want to touch anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So here are our seedlings. I got a little perlite here for later on.
Okay.
We're gonna do a little something. But remember, do we have a video here? If you remember, show what our seedlings looked like last week. So this was just 7 days ago. All right, they had popped up. Not bad at all. That's typically what you're gonna get out of seedlings. They take a while to set up, and then once they start getting a bit more life into them, they just explode.
And we even did a comparison of the square seedling box that we got with the, I don't know, what would you call the other ones? Little brownies?
Yeah, I call them my biscuits.
Yeah, your plant biscuits?
My plant bags.
Delicious.
So that's
plant
what they
bags.
looked like last week, and this is what they look like now. Whoa! So that's 7 days from that last video.
Not bad.
And they've really kind of exploded.
Yeah.
And you'll notice that the ones that we put in the cups, they've gotten so big that they're actually bending over. So that the transplant actually does help.
Yeah.
You put them in nicer soil. They get a bit more. Yeah. This is why I need support.
Yeah.
They're just falling down now.
Can you see the roots on any of these yet?
I think so. Actually, yeah. Go ahead and pull the cup out. You can just make out. Yep. Sip. Turn that around.
Yeah.
You can just make out.
There's roots right there.
So they've struck the side of the cup. These I'm not too worried about getting pot bound because they're actually
These are
quite
really
good with
young,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean there are other species of plants that.
That's good growth right there.
Yeah, by now you'd see them wrapping around the cup. That's no good.
I feel like a real farmer now.
You are a farmer. You're
Thank
a
you.
dirty farmer.
That's right.
All right. So what we need to do is we need to create an enclosure that will give these plants soil, water, light, while at the same time making it possible for us to support them as they grow up. Because remember, these are going to get really long. That's the whole idea of peas.
Right.
You want them to grow up some sort of lattice, and then you can just pluck the pea pods off.
Makes sense.
If you don't do that,
They just
this
flop
is going to
over?
just flop over.
Yeah.
And yeah, we typically want to avoid that. But I got a surprising number of emails last week. Some people are very passionate about growing, which I love. Thank you very much. They were saying, Padre, I didn't know you were such a soil snob.
Oh, yeah. I would have said something too if I knew more about soil.
Well, what they were pointing out was, like, I like Fox Farms. Fox Farms Ocean Forest, it's great. It's worked everything for me.
Such an elitist soil.
Well,
Fox Farm.
It's $20 per cubic foot and a half.
Yeah.
So people were saying, that's a little high for potting soil. So I agreed. And what we're going to do for this one is I actually went to Home Depot. I bought the cheapest soil that they had.
The kind that has like little pieces of plastic and stuff in it.
I don't know what's in there. We're about to find
probably
out.
ground up bodies or something.
Well, it was on sale for $4.75 for a cubic foot and a half.
Okay.
And then I also bought some perlite because at that price you're not going to get what you have in Fox Farms, which is a nice fluffy airy soil. This will help it out. Unfortunately, this is the I like Miracle Grow, but this is the Miracle Grow treated perlite, so they've put nutrients into the perlite, which is probably going to throw me off a little bit, but I don't think it'll be that bad. We'll see if these die.
Okay. yeah, we'll see if they suffer and waste away.
So the first thing we have to do is get our water out of here because this workspace is about to get nasty.
Maybe I'll remove my laptop.
Okay, we're going to have to mix up our soil, Brian.
Okay.
And let me find myself some scissors here.
This is the fun part.
This is the fun part. Oh, are you ready for the fun, Brian?
Bring on the fun.
This
Dr.
is non-GMO, mostly because it's just stuff that they collected from, chicken coops.
Dr. Earth?
Dr. Earth.
If it's got doctor in it, you can trust it.
Well, I mean, it went to medical school to be this kind of fertilizer.
Right? Just had to study real hard and then be a resident.
Help me with this. Make sure I don't tip over the basket.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? That's actually not bad. It's not as lush and rich as, say, like the Fox Farm, but...
Woo.
And now there's the smell.
Ooh, yeah, that
smells
earthy
like freedom.
smell. Yeah,
it's freedom,
that's right.
Brian.
That's right.
That's the smell of you being able to... Oh, sorry about that.
Thanks.
So, how does
it taste? It doesn't taste like freedom.
How do chicken droppings taste, Brian?
About the same as you would imagine.
That's totally my fault. My bad.
Do we want more? Or?
No, that's good. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're just going to fill a 5-gallon bucket.
Okay.
All right, so put this away.
Wow.
So this is not bad. I mean, if you go to the overhead, it's complex. You've got texture here. This is good. But if I start watering this, it's just going to compact into a big mud ball.
Right.
Which I probably don't want, which is why we got the perlite.
Perlite. With a little bit of nutrients in it.
So we're going to have a perlite party.
Yeah, you know what, when you said you were getting the cheapest stuff, I thought, like, it's the stuff that you go around back and they, like, throw it in the back of your truck or something.
We just scraped this off the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but this was $4, and then this was another $3. Yeah. So we're talking about, rather than $20, this is less than $10. So it's half the price of Fox Farm.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake.
No, that's way too much.
You think so?
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, that's fun, though. I like it.
I know, right? Okay, so what we want to do is get in there because we want to churn this stuff.
Yeah.
Normally you'd have a shovel, but I thought it'd be much more fun if we just use our hands.
Yeah, like real farmers. Get in there.
Because real farmers jump into their compost piles to mix up perlite.
You want to feel the earth.
No, that's not right.
What?
You know what? We might actually need some more of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And also, as you're doing this, break up the clumps because you don't want the clumps.
The former rat bodies. Yeah, break them up.
They're not rat bodies anymore.
Yeah, right?
Actually, this is a ground up Mankey.
No wonder it's so delicious.
Mankey candy.
Okay, that might have been too much.
Plants love Mankey candy.
Oh, yeah, you can tell it's the good stuff.
I know. Actually, I think this is a Bulbasaur. You grind up plants to make plants. That's how it works, Brian.
Right, just like Pokemon. You grind them up.
The sooner these kids learn the truth about what they're doing to their Pokemon,
the better we'll all be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, this is pretty good. This is getting there.
Yeah.
And give it a bit more attention, Brian, because here's a maxim that you'll hear from growers a lot, which is you get one chance to mix your soil. Because once you put your plants in there, that's it. If you mixed it poorly, you can't fix it.
Right. But you get multiple chances to fertilize it, right?
Right. Also, be careful when you're adding perlite. If you don't mix it, what's going to happen is you'll have like one pocket where it's pure perlite.
Right. And it won't aerate properly.
Well, it will. There's no water retention. The water will just flow straight through it.
Yeah.
And that's no bueno.
That's not what you want.
Yeah, you
want
want
nice and even.
There we go. Okay, so that's actually a decent soil. So this This is rich. It's actually got some microorganisms that we're going to want. I also added, I have mycorrhiza, so we can add that in before we plant.
Okay.
But this, along with the perlite, should give us soil that will retain water long enough for the roots to get what they need,
Cool.
while at the same time draining it to the bottom so that it doesn't pool and drown our roots.
Suffocate it.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so this is our soil, but we need something to put the soil in. We could have bought ourselves a really expensive thing to do it. But I thought,
More Fox Farm stuff?
oh, I'm cheap.
Yeah.
I'm cheap. So I thought, hey, what's cheap? As I'm walking around Home Depot, I'm like, okay, what can I get here that doesn't cost too much, that I could use as a project box so that I can make myself a pot and a trellis for our fantastic sugar peas.
Right. Okay. I'm interested to see what you came up with.
Oh, super high tech, Brian.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, it's only the best. Huh. You know, this looks really familiar. I think I've seen this on the show before.
These are great. Of course, Home Depot buckets are, they're inexpensive. This is a $3 bucket, but it's not just a bucket, Brian. It's a bucket with holes.
It's a bucket of dreams, Padre.
The holes are what make it special.
Those are speed holes for growing
So
fast.
I just went downstairs. I grabbed Burke's little coring drill bit,
Uh-huh.
and these are going to be the drainage holes. So this will allow water to drain out of the bottom of the bucket. That's important, remember, because if it sits, what will happen is you'll just build up more and more water, more and more salt, and then the roots will just die.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to create something where the peas can safely be planted, where they're going to have a trellis so that the little stalks can grow,
yeah.
and at the same time we'll make it portable. So if I wanted to take this outdoors and put it outside, it's actually got a nice little
I
carry.
thought you were going to say make it portable so I could take it around and feel like I had a friend with me. You know?
Oh, that's
Let's
so
go to the
sad.
movies.
All right,
Eat
here.
my sugar peas.
Do me a favor, go ahead and plug this in on your side because I'm going to need you to do some drilling.
All right.
You're going to be doing some drilling. I pre-drilled a lot of this, but I left one set that needs to be done.
I appreciate that.
If you'll notice right on the side here, along with those holes, you see these?
Yeah.
Okay, so what that...
Oh, you're going to zip tie for the structure. Huh?
Yeah, so what we've got these super cheap bamboo poles. And if you put them, go to the side shot again. There you go, see the shadow? So if you put them in between those two holes, you can actually use a zip tie to zip tie them to the inside of the bucket.
Yeah, that's smart. I like that.
Okay, so what I need you to do is I need you to finish off the last set because I only did 2 on this side. You have to do the bottom one. And to help you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to zip tie this in there already.
Oh, okay.
So that you can see where the shadow falls.
And then
just get yourself a nice little set of small zip ties like this.
You should always have little zip ties around. Those things are awesome.
They're super awesome. What I'd like to do, you can do it any way you want, but I like to run these so that, can you put this back in on the other hole?
Sure.
So that the
teamwork.
There you go.
Boom.
The actual eyelet is on the inside of the bucket.
Right.
Because it makes it look neater. Because remember, it's going to end up being covered by soil, so I'm not going to be able to see it again unless I want to destroy the planter. Go ahead and do it for that one. So we're going to do 3 of these to make sure that the bamboo poles stay in position.
It's a 2-person project. Sorry.
Here you go.
My stupid
Come
fingers.
on, Brian.
There we go.
Mrs. Brad. Oh, I have to do it this way. My arms don't want to fold down, Brian.
Get better arms.
All right, if you take this, let's not hit anything on the ceiling. Go straight
Or
down.
each other with it,
You
like we
hold
did
that.
earlier.
I'm going to go ahead and tighten these up.
Got it.
I'm going to get them tight.
Nice and tight.
Get it
You get it right?
Get it right. I got them right.
You got it right?
All right, so go ahead and take the Dremel, and can you see the shadow? So on your side, can you see?
Oh, I can see
Yeah,
it.
so what you want to
got
do is go on
this.
either side of that, and then we can put in the 3rd one.
Whoa. Whoa, here we go.
Why did I give you a power tool?
What's it?
This is such a bad idea.
Hey, these are safety glasses.
Okay, here. Okay, go to the side view, see if I can get them.
I can,
Side view. There we go. Okay, now you
look, you can even see the shadow.
Yeah. Hold on, wait. I got an even better way for you to see the shadow.
Oh, yeah. Let's light her up.
I got light, Brian.
All right. Why'd you...
Whoa!
There we go. Okay. Drilling. Oh, steady as she goes. Woo! We've got penetration. Oh, going in for number 2.
There we go.
Whew. Woohoo. Good thing I had these sunglasses on for that.
Well, I mean, you could have died.
Could have
if
been
you didn't have
dangerous,
those.
right?
Yeah.
All right.
Deadly.
I'm going to zip tie this bad boy.
Get that bad boy in. Here, you go from the outside.
Should we color correct them? These are purple. Should I stick with purple?
Yeah, stay with purple.
Yeah, because we're OCD like that.
Well, I mean, because if you don't, for the next year, you're going to look at that and go, I wish I had made that purple.
When I had the chance, color code these bad
All right,
boys.
so while you get that one, I'm going to go ahead and add in the other side. The reason why we want these poles is because we need something for the pea pods to grow up, right? But it's not going to be the poles. We're actually going to stretch netting between this.
Ah, so then they can like wrap themselves around that. Yeah, because that would be really difficult just to wrap straight up like that.
I mean, they would do it. They wouldn't like it.
Yeah, and then with the netting you can have multiple, not just two.
And it makes it a nice little wall of peas. Because remember, this is one of those crops where you can do a staggered harvest. You don't have to pull the pea pods off as they ripen.
Right.
You can take them right off the stem and eat them. I mean, they're good raw.
You hear that, guys? Just wait.
And I'm actually serious about that. They're better raw than cooked. I love these. They're so crunchy, sugary, which is why we got sugar peas. Okay, you know what? Hold on. Here, take this.
Okay. The thing I really like to grow in the garden is cherry tomatoes. And just tomatoes in general, actually.
My dad hates cherry tomatoes.
So good, especially if you just eat them off the vine.
Don't tell him.
Yeah?
So I visited the house.
Yeah?
While they were gone. I planted a bunch of cherry tomatoes.
Did you tell him it was something else?
No, I haven't told him it. So he hasn't been home for like 3 months.
Oh, okay.
So he's going to get back and he's going to go, when did I plant cherry tomatoes?
Bobby, what did you do?
And I'll say, you mess with my router, I mess with your plants.
Take that, Dad. Yeah, you really got him good this time.
Well, you were there last time. It's like, the internet's not working, and I didn't touch anything. I'm like, Dad, the router's not even in the same place.
Yeah, Dad, are you sure you didn't touch anything? Oh, yeah, I did touch it. You're right. You're right, I did.
Touch my router, touch your plants. Okay, let's put that one in. Did you snug that last one in?
It's pretty snug. Could probably snug it a little.
Yeah, can you go ahead and get these ones? You've got a better angle on it.
Yeah, sure. I've got the targeting angle. I don't even need my targeting computer for this. There we go.
Stay on target. Stay on target.
Boom.
There we go. Okay,
Locked
so
and
this
loaded. That's solid.
This is actually pretty solid. I mean, if you yank up, they're going to come out, so don't do that.
No.
Anytime you lift this, you're going to want to lift it by the bucket.
Right.
But remember, this is only going to support a net and really light stalks. Most of the weight is going to be in the soil.
Cool.
All right, so go ahead and unplug this because we got to get messy again.
Man, I wish there was more Dremel to do.
No more Dremlin. Here, let me
I'll
take
save that for later.
Just put it on the floor as it dies. All right, so we got to take this. So get your gloves back on because we're going to have to load up some soil, Brian.
Oh, boy.
And it's going to get messy
again.
because, yes, there are holes in the bottom, which is why I brought this. Normally, you would just put some sort of pan, but I don't want to make the set completely nasty. So
I think it's a little late for that.
Oh, in that case, you know what? Then no.
Let's just do
I'm
it.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Let's
No.
just do it at Burke's desk.
We should do all grow how at Burke's desk. He comes in. Why is there chicken crap all over my desk?
He'd
Burke,
probably like-
it's part of the circle of life.
He'd probably come in and be like, "Who cleaned my desk?"
Why do you hate life, Burke? All right, here we go.
So round 2 of
Here,
getting dirty.
Look,
Yeah?
I even brought you a cup.
A little cup, cup
It's
shovel.
gonna work so well.
All right. And we're gonna fill this to the brim.
Help me tip this up.
forever.
We're gonna tip it off. Just kidding.
This is gonna get really
I wanted to see
dirty.
how long you would do that.
I was willing.
Okay, here we go. Okay, you're gonna control it, all right? I'm just providing the lifting force.
Move your laptop? No.
Maybe I should move
Nah,
the
it's too
bucket.
late. We're going for it.
It's already on the laptop.
Oh, did it already get on there? It's mine.
Brian, what are you doing?
What?
Here, put the bucket in the center. And then put your laptop on the other side.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
It's okay?
Hey, okay, instead of dumping, here, use your hands and actually scoop it in.
All right.
There you go. See?
Here, wait. I need my my little scoop.
Stop it! Use your hands.
You can't just hold it there for
I'm
me?
holding it.
Oh, I
See?
totally missed.
What is, dude?
Dude, this is part of the whole experience.
Oh my gosh, there's more on the ground than there is in the bucket.
How far are we filling it to the top?
You're gonna fill it up to like just above. You see that ring at the top?
That one?
That one, yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Okay.
go. Keep going. Keep going. All right, more. Dude,
I'm so good at this.
you know what? It's a good thing that you're a tech personality because you'd be a terrible farmer. Okay, that's good.
There we go. Perfect.
Oh my goodness.
No, you're not farming if you're
Okay,
not getting
here,
dirt
take that
everywhere.
down for a second. Kara, can you go to the overhead shot?
What?
Here, Brian.
We can
you
fix
go ahead,
this.
Go ahead and dump this. Dump this in there too. This is good stuff, man.
Set it on top
This
of
is-
the. Oh boy. Yeah, I got it. I got this.
Okay, did the cleaning crew actually clean the floor here?
I think so.
Oh,
They'll need to now, won't they?
look at that. Look. Wow, the desk became clean.
Wow.
Oh,
Ooh, babe.
my laptop too.
You like that
Wow,
little
that was
crunchy
awesome.
feeling for your keyboard, don't you?
Okay, go ahead and get that back up here.
Yep.
Mr. Muscles, 5 gallons of soil. All right,
No
so
problem.
what we need is we need a net, because this net is going to allow the stalks to grow.
Yeah, grow up.
And
the-
luckily, we've got this. About $7. It's a trellis net. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to use zip ties to lock it to the
back
bamboo.
up. Okay. Cool.
We're going to have to cut it down a little bit. But this is what you want. I mean, I actually did one of these and I bought a tomato cage.
Yeah.
Those are like 20 to 30 bucks. This is $7.
Yeah, come on.
This is 50 cents and then zip ties and a bucket. So
And it looks like $1 million.
it looks like you paid 50 cents.
Hey, we're not trying to be disingenuous or anything about this, so
No, not at all.
get what you pay for
Okay,
here.
see, and the nice thing about this is it's actually almost the perfect size this way.
Oh,
See how that works?
Yeah.
So what you want to do is, actually, I'm going to let you do this because I'm going to explain.
Because you want there to be a mess.
You want to put this back on the floor, and then you're going to zip tie the edges to the bamboo.
All right.
Let's
Zip
see
tie edges.
how good you are at this.
Oh, I got this.
You got this?
is no problem.
You got this, bro. You know what?
My mom would be so disappointed in me too, because
What,
she's a
so she
really good
gardens?
gardener. Yeah, she can grow anything.
Now, typically, they'll use this either for plant growth, or sometimes they'll spread this over trees that they want to keep birds away from, like fruit-bearing trees.
Sometimes we just put it in the office to catch coworkers.
To catch birds.
Yeah, there he is. Got him. I knew he was scuttling around here somewhere.
Whoop, 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 friends! I was tricked by a clam.
Help me.
Okay, you got it?
I think so. So we'll just zip tie one end and then I'll stretch it across and cut it.
So I'm going to let
Okay.
you do that while I go ahead and talk a little bit about
be a
the
little
rest of the episode,
difficult.
which is
then.
currently on my laptop covered in soil.
I can't read my laptop. It's too dirty.
So the entire project actually costs less than $25. You're talking about $3 for the bucket. You're talking about 50 cents for the bamboo poles. You're
Who'da
talking about
thunk?
$7 for the trellis net, less than $10 for the soil and the perlite, and that actually gives you a lot of extras. Are you having a issue there? Are you
No, I got
here?
this.
Wait,
No
here.
problem.
Let me help you, man.
Okay.
See?
Yeah, hand me a zip tie.
There you go. You got to zip tie one edge first.
I might need to deglove.
There we go. See? You're doing a great job, Brian. I think you're doing fantastic.
Positive reinforcement helps me.
It always does.
But doesn't talking to plants help too? Telling them, you're going to be great. You're going to be delicious. I mean, you're going to be great.
I prefer negative reinforcement. Like, I'm going to eat you.
You're just a
I'm going to
plant.
grind you up and feed you to your brothers.
Yes, a fear-based growth tactic. That's the best.
I'm going to, actually, we should name our seedlings.
think-
Plant-based Pokemon. So one's Bulbasaur, one's Ivysaur.
And one's Dedosaur.
What's the weed one?
Well, Padre,
Weeble?
there's
Weeble?
Bellsprout. There's not
Mankey is not a
Mankey.
plant Pokemon.
He is a fighting, normal type Pokemon. There's a lot of grass Pokemon.
There's a lot of grass Pokemon. And actually what you can do is you can wrap it around a couple of times because it doesn't matter if the trellis is a little, denser.
Oh, yeah, I guess I could do that.
Yeah.
Here, gloves off, Padre. Gloves off. Okay.
You're doing it. Actually, you've got this. You've got
All
this.
right.
Here's a couple more.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. While you do that, I'm going to back up a little bit because I do want to talk a little bit about one of the things that I've learned with my light fixtures.
Yeah.
And that is when you are shopping for light fixtures, you're also going to want to do a quick bit of math to find out how much it's going to cost you.
Padre.
Well, I'm sorry, but I mean this is one of the things about an indoor grow. You are going to be using quite a bit of electricity for the
Math.
light. Now, it's really simple. Whatever tells you how much it actually draws at the wall. Don't look at the number that says how much it's equivalent to, because LED lights will often say like this is the equivalent of a 400-watt lamp, but it draws 200 watts. Look for the real draw, and that watt you'll see on your electrical bill, you're billed by the kilowatt hour. So 1,000 watts of power used for 1 hour. You just go ahead and divide that into the amount of power that your lamp is going to use, and that tells you how much it's going to cost to run per day. For example, in San Francisco, I actually did this. I think we're getting charged something like 12 cents per kilowatt hour. So 12 cents per kilowatt hour for a 300 watt LED is going to cost, and I'm running 18 hours a day. It's going to cost me about 65 cents a day.
That's not too bad.
It's not too bad, but once you get multiple grow tents and once you start growing all year round, pay attention to that, because that will be at least tens of dollars. It could get up into hundreds or thousands of dollars if you get into really big grows.
The hardest part about growing in San Francisco is finding a place to live. Am I right?
Yeah,
just finding.
Just finding.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about the electricity bill. I'm just concerned about rent in general.
All right, now let's get. You know what? We'll finish the rest of this because they see how this works, but we gotta finish the last of this.
I know. All right. One more. Can I just have one more?
Okay, fine.
I'm so close.
There you go. Those are all yours.
Thank you.
You can have those.
We're sticking with the
for you.
purple. Okay.
And this doesn't have to be neat, because again, this is all going to be covered by the vines as the stalks, as the bean sprouts grow.
I'm having fun now.
Right?
Look at this. This is my project.
You're like Farmer Ted.
That's right. I can't wait to grow stuff.
Oh my. Got it?
Yeah, I think so.
Right,
I mean,
I'll back up here. Let's get these plants in here.
We could cut the bottom off if you want to clean up some of that net.
Yeah, we will in a bit. Actually, I kind of like that. That gives the plants something to grow into.
You think so?
You kind of want them to have, something to support them. And even this.
a little much.
Yeah, it's okay.
You think so? Okay.
All right, so here's a fun little trick. For the ones that we've germinated inside of cups, go to the overhead. I'm going to place this properly. Okay, what we're going to do is the inverted sandcastle. So for example, I'm going to take this one, which already is so heavy it's falling over.
Oh,
and what we're going to do is we're going to actually dig out a hole that fits the cup.
Okay.
Just like that. And once I have the shape, and I will go ahead and pack around it, once I have the shape of that cup, it tells me that I can go ahead
You're like, oh, okay.
and transplant, right?
Yeah, it's a good way to gauge of how much you
actually,
need.
I probably want it a tiny bit deeper. Can you pull these back?
Yeah.
Your netting is in my face, Brian.
It's a little out of control, I'll agree. Green Acres is the place.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to put 6 of these. I'm going to put 3 on each side. And 5 gallons of soil should be able to take 6 of these relatively easily.
We've got a lot of soil in there.
Yes, we do. So we're going to transplant just like we did before. We're going to turn this upside down. I'm going to gently squeeze the cup.
Easy now. Ooh,
Look at that,
nice.
see?
Perfect.
That root ball is actually quite nice.
Boop.
Boop. Okay, so take this, put it back over.
Root
Root ball fell apart.
You almost stuck the landing.
I know, root ball broke my heart.
Story of my life.
Okay, but now, see, I can actually just take this. There's going to be people who want to like zip tie them to the trellis net. Don't do that. Just let them grow up through the net, and as they get longer and longer, you can just start weaving them in. Eventually, they'll be locked to the trellis net.
Just like children, don't zip tie them. Let them grow on their own. Wait, did no one else get zip tied as a child?
Wow. All right. Here, you do this one on that side. I'll do another one on this side.
Okay.
There, that's for you. Actually, that's the one that you planted. See how well it did?
You're so full of it. I can tell this isn't mine.
Yours did well, Brian.
There's a different look to it.
No, they were totally awesome.
Mine didn't make it.
They totally made it. They were so happy. They were telling me, hey, you know what? We don't even have to come in today.
Right. We're so happy we're going back to heaven now.
Plant heaven.
We're done.
Also known as Manky.
Manky. All right. So that's about what I need. So I'll do the inverse sandcastle maneuver. Or flip it. I'm doing this without gloves,
It is such a big hole.
What?
You made such a big hole.
Typical, right? Yeah, right? Look at that.
It's not a planting hole. You've made a crater. Now, it's also, one of the things you can do to make this a little easier is if you wet the soil down as you're putting it in, it tends to keep shape.
That makes sense. But so is it bad to plant it too deep? Like if I cover too much of the stalk or something?
Not really. At this point, it's vibrant. As long as it gets light, it's going to be happy.
Okay, and I can just thread them through here a little bit.
Remember, not too tight, because they're going to grow into it. These things grow so quickly. We're going to leave these downstairs under a light, and by next week's episode,
they might crawl away.
Yep, they're going to be huge. They'll be Ivysaur.
Okay.
Man, I got to get poked. You know what? For someone who doesn't play Pokemon, I know way too much about Pokemon. There we go. You want to do one more?
Sure, yeah.
This is that double sprout.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at that guy. He's a powerful sprout.
One of them was a double sprout. I actually added the other one.
But
that was yours. You planted that, Brian.
I
See
planted
how well
this
it
one?
did? It was like, it's awesome, right?
Did I get a gold star?
You total, like, 2 stars
Sweet.
of gold.
Two stars.
Of gold.
Oh, here, I'll let you plant yours before I start digging.
Yeah. Yeah, you will.
Yeah. Because it's team. This is a
There we
team
go.
effort.
Oh, look at that. Complete cup. What you got?
What I got? Oh, wait.
Forward. There you go, Brian. All right, I'm going to take mine. I'm going to thread mine very loosely into the trellis.
Okay.
And that's why I'm like okay with it being kind of messy down here. It actually helps. Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Murder!
Well, actually, this is how they make Pokemon candy.
Now grind it up and throw it back in
feed
there.
it to the other plants.
And if you don't grow up strong, well, that's what'll happen to you.
If you're a weak plant, you become plant food.
It's the circle of
You're
life.
killing this one. Oh.
Am I? Oh my goodness. It's a massacre.
I think that one's dead.
No, it's not. He'll be
You
fine.
broke it at the root.
He's what? Oh, yeah, maybe. It's all right. It'll be fine.
It's okay.
It'll be fine.
You're okay, little plant. You're okay. Okay, the next 2 I'm going to make super, super easy. There's no inverted castle. Remember the ones that I planted in the little... Oh, look at these. These are actually awesome. Here, go to the side view here.
Yeah, I like those little guys.
Yeah, right? This is why I like these packages. They're so easy to plant. You just dig a hole for this.
And then plop them in there.
And plop them in there.
You know what? Somebody in the chat room told me some plants like to be stressed. Hopefully these plants like to be stressed a lot.
No,
No.
they don't. These really don't. These need stress.
Man.
But you know what? It's okay, Brian, because again, it's character building. What does not kill these plants makes them stronger.
What do we say, plants to death? Not today.
We say, oh, Brian's here.
Brian's here, so probably
So
today.
probably going to happen.
So you didn't even need to take them out of the little material,
No, that actually just dissolves. It biodegrades.
That's cool.
Yeah. And this one will grow through it. Now, what we're going to do is, after the show's over, we're going to go ahead and water this with a nice light nutrient solution. And next week, I'm expecting these to be up here.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
You want to take bets?
Sure.
We can set little zip ties to where we think
I
they'll
will
grow
bet you
to.
5 Pokecoins.
Oh man, if only Pokecoins existed. How about some Mankey candy?
Oh, wait, I've got about 1 million Dogecoin.
Oh yeah? You want to put Doge on?
wanna
I've
put-
only got like 500 left now.
No.
So where did you say you wanted it? Where do you think they will grow to?
They're gonna grow to here.
There.
Yeah.
Okay.
So actually look, so right at the top of that screen.
Right there?
Oh, look at
At the top of the screen? Okay. All right.
So you think they're not gonna grow to there?
I think they will all be dead. After what we've done to them.
Okay, well, folks, you're going to see what happens with our little bet next week. We're going to leave these down in the basement. They're going to be under just a T5 light, so there's not a whole lot of light coming to them. It's not going to be LED driven. I'm pretty sure that once we get nutrients into the soil, they're going to be quite happy.
I'm going to Price is Right you and just go barely underneath here.
Wow.
So if it's less than this, I still win.
Wow. Okay, fine.
We'll see.
Fine, we'll do that. Don't forget, we know that this was a lot of information, especially all the stuff about lights. We're going to put that in our show notes. Where do they find, Brian?
You can find them at twit.tv/KH. And not only will you find the show notes, but you'll find handy links for subscribing or just going through our previous episodes, which you will probably have to do after all of these strung together grow house that we've done.
Yeah. And don't forget that that's not the only place that you can find information. Actually, one of the best places you can find information is from our community of know-it-alls. We call them the Ketas. You're going to find them in our Google Plus group. Just go to Google Plus, search for Know How, join up. It will take a while for me to approve your invitation, but that's just because we've got spammers and I was tired of the cam girls.
Yeah, we got to keep it clean in there. It's projects, crashes, and ideas.
Keep it tight.
Get it right. But that's not the only place you can find us.
No.
If you want to see what we're doing behind the scenes or what the latest corgi gif of the day is, you want to follow us on Twitter. I'm at cranky_hippo.
And you're going to find me at PadreSJ. And of course, we've got a third member of our crew.
Our
who,
peanut gallery.
Yeah, she's the one who's gone crazy for Mankey. Kara Cole. Kara,
Mankey.
what do you do when you're not playing Pokemon?
I TD this show, which after watching today's episode, I'm really glad I'm not more involved. Than this side. I was like, all that manure.
I have soil in my
thanks.
pocket.
Yeah.
I wonder who did that.
I'll eat the basil though and the lettuce when it's done. I'll help you test it out. But yeah, so TDing, engineering, camera operating, I do it all. What can I say?
No big deal.
No big deal.
Whatevs.
Folks, next week for our Grow How episode, we're actually going to be jumping into water, which will pretty much fill out.
No, we'll literally be jumping
We'll
into
be jumping
water.
into water. We've got a pool. We're going to flood the studio.
It's gonna be great.
Fun. Come along. But tune in to find the last bit of basics, the 101 series of Grow How. We're going to start getting a bit more advanced. We're going to start showing you different types of crops. We're going to start showing things like how can you top in order to increase your yield.
Oh.
It's going to get fun, and hopefully we can do it without getting the know-how set completely soiled.
If you're not getting dirty, you're not having fun. At least with plants.
Okay. Until next time, I'm Father Robert Ballas here.
And I'm Brian Burnett.
And now that you grow how,
Go get dirty.